WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and Baltimore Positive. It is the winter season. I'm wearing my Coppin State gear. I had Ruff and Bell on 2 weeks ago at Coco's as part of our Maryland Crab Cake Tour, presented by the Maryland Lottery. This is a segment where we let ourselves play in different ways. Every week, I get together with my friends at Weis Markets. We have wise conversations, but I get to eat ice cream, and I'm running really, really low on my pumpkin. So I have detained Hannah Gratti and Alyssa Marsh. By the way, both individual contributors here coming in together because we're talking about winter foods and how much I already ate last week, how much ice cream I'm about to eat, and the eggnog and the cookies and all of that stuff that's coming. Ladies, welcome. How are you guys? How was the holiday up in Pennsylvania?
It was actually really good. We actually experienced our first snowfall on Sunday. So I don't know how it was down in Baltimore for you, but I mean, Sunday morning I woke up, I was still in my Thanksgiving, food hangover, and just woke up at like 8 in the morning and it was all white. So
We
I
don't have
wasn't
that
sure how it
problem
was for
here.
you.
I mean, we have that like out in Oakland in the western part, but you need to move south. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's too early for snow. Alyssa, for you, this winter season, and I know you guys come on you do your podcast and you have your conversations. We go through. This might be one of my favorites, right? I mean, we're going to be talking about leftovers and eating. My wife got all hearty over the weekend because we made a 13-pound turkey, and we're like, what are we going to do with all this extra turkey? My wife went pot pie. She broke out the peas, broke out the potatoes, broke out the cream, and broke out the tarragon and the rosemary and the thyme, and we got puff pastry that we picked up in the frozen foods aisle. So there, I'm all ready for winter conversations, Alyssa. How about that?
Yes, we love to make that. We like to make turkey soup with our leftovers too, which is similar to a pot pie. You just throw all the leftovers in, even the stuffing, and it tastes really good.
Well, we've been working on all sorts of turkey things, but I'm working on ice cream here. This is the hardiest of seasons for me. I gain weight in the winter. I'm not going to lie to you. I love everything about Thanksgiving. I had people dogging Thanksgiving last week on my timeline. Like,
Wow.
turkey's overrated. Thanksgiving's not as great a meal. And I'm like, well, maybe it's just because your wife's not cooking it the right way. I don't know what to say. But, I mean, our cranberry was unbelievable. I did not get what I wanted on the sweet potato with the marshmallow and, like, the nuts and stuff. I didn't do that this year. But I had pumpkin ice cream. And I want to tell you, I couldn't find the eggnog. And the other night I got thirsty for coffee late at night because I was working, and I put 2 scoops of this pumpkin ice cream into my Rofo coffee, and the next thing you know, I had like the most delicious pumpkin. So like this hearty winter, like the fireplace working. Give me some wise conversation stuff here, ladies, about what else you're making behind beside the turkey soup at this point.
Yes, and I think ice cream is one thing that can bring us all together. They might argue about turkey versus ham, but everybody loves ice cream.
No, Hannah and I argue about T-Berry.
Yes.
Yes.
T-Berry's controversial.
Hey, that's okay. Well, you have to try some of our new winter flavors. You mentioned eggnog. We have a peppermint stick. We have a midnight sleigh ride.
Whoa,
Lots
whoa,
of
whoa, whoa,
different
whoa, whoa.
flavors.
Midnight. I saw this and I knew it had a funny name. And I looked at it. I picked this up instead. I got the pumpkin instead, and I passed on the
Uh-huh.
eggnog because we didn't have room in our freezer. What is the midnight? The midnight sleigh. It's like a chunky pepperminty minty thing, right?
It is. Yeah, it has those little chunks of peppermint. I believe there might be little chunks of chocolate in there, and it's like a chocolate and vanilla swirled ice cream. So it's
Next
very
week.
good.
Well, I could find that. They have that because no one knows what that is. Everybody knows what eggnog is. So I got to
Right.
get some eggnog. I'm running low. I've been eating this in the segments every week with you guys. You can see I'm kind of running out of it a little bit. So tell me all about the ice creams. That's fine. I mean, that makes the winter season perfect for me.
Yes, and those people that like midnight chocolate or midnight sleigh ride, if those people that like mint chocolate chip, it's a very similar taste as the midnight sleigh ride and the peppermint stick. So you have to try those too.
I still have leftover from the candy cake as well. Hannah, give me some starters here on the way. I think my wife got the party started. We were gonna do pot pie, like turkey pot pie, but she went with the whole recipe for the pot pie and thought, I don't really want to do like one big pie. So she got puff pastry that sits on top of the pot pie. And
Yeah.
that's worked out like deliciously the last couple of days. But I know you guys have stuff online and recipes and places we can go for like squashy soups and stuff like that. Give me a little lowdown on how to find all this stuff, Hannah.
Yeah, sure. You can visit our website at weismarkets.com/recipes. We have plenty of recipes. Like I said in our previous episodes, where we offer plenty of recipes based on the occasion, but we also offer recipes if you have plenty of Thanksgiving leftovers. And we have one where I believe it's a Thanksgiving stromboli, where you basically put everything together, wrap it in dough, and pop it in the oven.
My wife had something about a Thanksgiving leftover pizza. Does that sound that somebody was talking about that doing like a pizza pie that was Thanksgiving oriented? And this sounds like a Guy Fieri segment, right? Like somebody's doing this in Peoria somewhere where they're putting turkey and mashed potatoes and green bean casserole on top of a pizza pie. But I mean, it sounds pretty good to me. I would do it.
I've never heard of the pizza one. I've heard of the lasagna one, where you kind of just place everything on top and just pop it in the oven. And I've tried that before, and it's not for me. I mean, I'm going to stick with Alyssa. I always love a turkey and rice soup, and it's really easy to make, and I mean that's the best kind of leftovers to have after Thanksgiving for personally me.
My best leftover wasn't even made here. There's a gal a couple blocks away that makes the best. I'm gonna give her a free plug. Sweet Peas, right on Charles Street. She's a lovely lady. She has beautiful little diner, and she makes the best mac and cheese. I can't figure out what's in it. So I'm a hearty guy when it comes to these winter things and various cheeses. It's got to have some extra sharp cheese. But mac and cheese, to me, was something I've never had on my Thanksgiving platter ever in my childhood. And this year I decided to add it because everybody else does it. See, I get ideas from people like you. I gave you guys the sauerkraut and kielbasa. We did not have that this year. We're saving that for Christmas. But that's these side dishes and different things we can put together. That's what makes winter hearty for me. Is being able to say, put some cream in it and I'll eat it. You wouldn't do that in July. At least I would. Alyssa, for you and Thanksgiving and hearty meals, give me some ideas from your house.
We do love mac and cheese. That's one thing we always have. We have so many sides that go with our turkey, and then for Christmas as well. So
What
we
do
have
you
the
do?
mac.
Give me some side. You do carrots?
We don't do carrots. We do a green bean casserole. We do baked corn, mac and cheese, like I talked about. We do the cranberry relish, stuffing. We usually do stuffing for both Thanksgiving and Christmas, which is odd because a lot of people usually do it for Thanksgiving only. But we have a little stuffing ball recipe, which is really good, so it can go with any meal. And then gravy, of course.
My wife worked out stuffing this week. She came back from Weis, and she had pumpernickel rolls. And she uses pumpernickel and then regular, not rye, but pumpernickel and maybe sourdough sometimes into the stuffing. And the pumpernickel makes all the difference in the world. I mean, that was. It's a season to cook. It's a day you like get in the kitchen and get creative. She's watching Ina Garten. She's Googling all sorts of recipes and different things. We're going through our spice rack. We ran out of rosemary last week. And we try to use fresh spices around here when we can from the produce aisle. But, dry spices, they sit in there, and they're dated 2017, 2018, 19. Clean your spice rack out. But Thanksgiving, I said to her, we got all these spices here. They're going to go bad. Use extra. Put extra in the turkey. We'll go extra everything in the big bag. Because do you guys cook your turkey in a bag?
Usually, yeah, to keep the moisture in.
A little secret. I love my mom, all right? I mean, God rest her soul, but the turkey was a little like wood some years, because she didn't cover it. And we, about 15 years ago, got into the bag thing, and we started bag cooking our turkey. All the difference. We've never had a dry turkey here cooking in a bag, ever. And my wife's pretty maniacal with the little, like, the temperature thing, sticking the temperature in there. Got to be 178 or whatever the temperature was, 196, whatever it was. And she keeps, because they used to have the little red thing that pops out. We don't go that way. No, we're old school with like the metal thermometer and all that. It's a fun day, Thanksgiving, but Christmas and this time of year, people take weekends and making meals and doing things for the week. Tell me some more about some hearty meals here, Hannah. What else are we gonna find out at Weis Markets when we hit that menu up there?
Sure. We offer plenty of kind of warm and comforting Wise to go meals. With the snow coming, and a lot of people like to prepare ahead of time. And personally, for me and my family, we try and not make meals because that's like when we get pretty lazy. So we offer plenty of delicious and hearty soups in our Wise to go kiosks. They can be found in our deli department. And we offer plenty of flavors and also sizes. So you can get like the little tubs or big tubs that could feed a family.
My wife's going away for 2 weeks for Christmas. She spends her time up in New Hampshire, so I'm home alone. All right. So picking up things just for me, I see it right in the front of the store when I'm in there. But meatloaf. Meatloaf is an underrated winter thing. I got into this with Evan Brown last week from State Fair. He puts the meatloaf on the menu. He had like a, what did he call it? He called it a TV dinner, kind of, old school, like meatloaf, mashed potatoes, pearly onions and peas and that sort of thing, and he put it back on the menu. And I brought meatloaf home about 6 weeks ago. What a first cold night, first 30 degrees sort of night. We went over to State Fair and brought it home. I'll tell you what, meatloaf and those kinds of meals this time of year, I don't want to make a whole meatloaf. I just want to pick it up, right at Wise on the way in, check out, come home. I don't have to cook that night. That sounds like December 18th to me.
Yeah, and what's awesome is we also offer individual meals, including meatloaf. We have also like different chicken dinners. We do Italian, we do Chinese, and it's like an individual TV meal. You pop it in the microwave for a couple of minutes and it's ready to serve.
Perfect for me. Allows me to get more radio done. Alyssa, for you in the holidays here, I guess last thing in closing here, I guess for deals and rounding up and all the stuff we've done in Giving Tuesday, give me a little lowdown on some things that are happening charitably this month here for Wise.
Yeah, so we just had Giving Tuesday a couple days ago here, and our company loves to sponsor with Giving Tuesday. We give each store $500 to donate to whatever charity they like, in addition to whatever they raise that day for the store. So if they raise a couple thousand extra, that can also go to the charity of the store's choosing, which is great because it's a great local fit into the community. Throughout the year, we do several cause marketing events. We support Fight Hunger, we support Paws for Pets, veterans, Children's Cancer Foundation. That's what's coming up here in December, is we'll be pushing for the Children's Cancer Foundation to help, mostly in the Maryland market, but it does benefit some other institutions across our footprint as well.
You're going to get my soft side here when you start talking about Paws for Pets. I can't wait for that. I pause for pets all the time. We did a pet segment this week with our friends at Barks here locally to help them out, and talking about people donating food, and we're talking about canned goods and dry goods, winter coats. We have lots and lots of things, and I appreciate the relationship. I appreciate you guys getting out of bed. Hey, it gives me a chance to eat some ice cream early in the morning here. I always do these segments early in the morning, and I get some pumpkin ice cream. I promise eggnog next time around, and tea-berry for you, by the way. And I was up in Conrad's Crabs doing the Maryland Crab Cake Tour last Friday, and Andrea Conrad was my final guest. And they had fed me. We had Harford County Executive Barry Glassman joined us. My dear friend Eric Sauer from There Goes My Hero, my wife, 2 survivors, bone marrow transplants. So great segments. But at the end, Andrea comes up and she says, I see you're sponsored by Weis Markets. She said, I'm one of the few people that grew up in Sunbury. I'm like, what? I said, did you tour the ice cream factory? She said, no, but I always knew it was there. I never got a chance to tour it. So when I come up, I might be bringing a Sunbury person back with me to see the ice cream factory, because y'all have been promising me an ice cream tour. So, and I'm going to hold you to that.
Yes, anytime you're up, let us know.
All right. Well, tell me to give me some eggnog ice cream.
So.
I'm going to give Rob Santoni a hard time down here if I don't get some. You know how low I am on pumpkin. So I'm going to the store tonight about 9 o'clock. And I need to get some eggnog ice cream, and I'm going to be scooping that into my coffee too in the morning, because I'm.
You do. It's time for the changeover from Thanksgiving to Christmas.
Winter
Christmas
is here. I was. It was like 5 minutes ago. I was doing like grilling segments with you guys and like outdoor stuff and 4th of July.
Yes.
But I like these better because I can eat more. Alyssa Marsh, Hannah Gratti, they join us from time to time separately, now together, and hearty meals and Thanksgiving leftovers and making soup and making pot pie and taking great care of good folks, including our friends at Student Support Network here as we're rounding up, taking care of the kids here in the community. Appreciate it, ladies. Thanks for coming on. Bring some eggnog ice cream next week, all right?
Will do. We'll keep it in our notes.
Appreciate it. Hannah Gratti and Alyssa Marsh joining us here from Weis Markets. Another one of our Weis conversations. My wife took my scooper away, so I don't have the ice cream melts in here. It just does. It's hot under the bright lights of the studio. We're going to be this Friday at Pappas in Cockeysville, right up at Cranbrook Road. We're going to be doing the Maryland Crab Cake Tour, presented by the Maryland Lottery. I got my mask and I got all sorts of fun things here. I feel like Bobby Nick. I have like a whole box of like fun treats. This is my lottery mask. Friday, I'll be wearing that. We're going to be joined by Mike Bordick of the Baltimore Ravens. We're also going to be joined by my friend Jim Reese from Alpha Kerman and Leonard Raskin from Raskin Global. And maybe I'll give him some eggnog ice cream from Weis Markets. I'm Nestor. We are WNST, AM 1570. Towson, Baltimore, getting ready for Pittsburgh week as we head up the mountain, take on the Steelers this weekend. We never stop talking. Baltimore, positive.